Have you ever placed your trust in someone only to realize later that it was a mistake? Trust is not just a virtue, it's the foundation of every meaningful relationship, whether in friendship, love, or family. But the truth is, not everyone deserves it. Throughout history, philosophers, including the Stoics, have warned us. Trust should be given wisely, not freely. Some people, through their words and actions, reveal that they are not worthy of your respect or confidence. The sooner you recognize them, the better. In this video, we will explore 6 types of people who erode trust and disrupt your peace of mind. Understanding these behaviors will not only help you protect yourself, but also refine your own character, because who we associate with shapes who we become. As we go through these traits, I encourage you to reflect. Have you encountered such people in your life? Are you unknowingly tolerating them? Stay with me until the end, because I have something important to share that might change the way you approach trust forever. Now, let's begin. 1. The Narcissists. Imagine a man standing before a grand mirror, endlessly admiring his reflection. He adjusts his posture, perfects his smile, and ensures that every detail of his appearance is flawless. But as you step closer, you realize something unsettling. His gaze is empty. His world is confined to the image before him. This is the essence of a narcissist. The Stoics teach us that our peace of mind should never be at the mercy of others' behavior. Narcissistic people, however, test this principle to its limit. They live for admiration, constantly seeking validation, yet offering nothing in return. Their words revolve around their own greatness, and their actions serve only to elevate their self-image. If you've ever spoken to someone who turns every conversation into a monologue about their own successes, struggles, and superiority, you've encountered this type. Why should you not respect them? Because trust is built on mutual understanding and reciprocity. 2 things a narcissist cannot offer. They see others not as equals, but as tools to enhance their own status. They will pretend to listen, but only to find an opening to talk about themselves. They will feign interest, but only to manipulate situations in their favor. If you achieve something great, they will either downplay it or find a way to make it about them. Take, for example, the story of Emperor Nero. Once a promising leader, he became consumed by his own vanity. He demanded endless praise, silenced those who criticized him, and even went so far as to eliminate his own mother and advisors when they threatened his self-image. In the end, his obsession with being admired led to his downfall. His rule ended in chaos, and he died alone, abandoned by the very people he once sought to impress. Narcissists may not always be as extreme as Nero, but the pattern remains. They prioritize their own needs above all else, often at the expense of others. They take credit for successes, but assign blame when things go wrong. If you trust them, you may find yourself being used, manipulated, or even betrayed. The Stoics remind us to practice apatheia, a state of inner calm, undisturbed by external chaos. One of the best ways to cultivate this is by not allowing narcissistic people to disrupt your peace. Do not let their need for validation make you question your own worth. Do not let their self-importance convince you that you are lesser. Most importantly, do not respect or invest in those who only see you as a reflection of their own greatness. If someone speaks only of themselves, dismisses your thoughts, and cares little for anyone but their own image, they are not worthy of your trust. Walk away, not out of anger, but out of wisdom. Your time and energy are too valuable to be spent on those who cannot see beyond their own reflection. 2. The Gossipers. Imagine you're walking through a crowded marketplace in ancient Rome. Merchants call out their wares, philosophers debate in the open square, and in the corner, a small group huddles together, whispering in hushed voices. As you pass by, you hear snippets of conversation, rumors about senators, scandals of the wealthy, and secrets of those who aren't present. These are the gossipers, the ones who thrive on whispers and half-truths, spinning stories not to enlighten, but to entertain. The Stoics warn us to guard ourselves against such people. Epictetus famously said, "If someone speaks ill of you, do not make excuses, but simply say, 'He does not know my other faults,' or he would not have mentioned only these." This is not indifference, it is wisdom. Gossipers hold no loyalty. If they speak to you about others, rest assured they will speak to others about you. Why should you not respect them? Because they trade in deception. A gossiper does not spread stories to protect or inform, but for personal amusement and power. They enjoy the illusion of influence, knowing that their words can shape perceptions, ruin reputations, and create divisions. And they do so without care for the truth. Consider the story of Socrates and his famous 3 filters test. One day, a man approached him and said, "Socrates, do you know what I just heard about your friend?" Before letting him continue, Socrates asked 3 questions. 1. Is it true? "I'm not sure," the man admitted. 2. Is it good? "No, actually it's quite negative." 3. Is it useful? "Not really," the man hesitated. Socrates then smiled and said, "If it is neither true, nor good, nor useful, why tell it at all?" This lesson is timeless. Gossipers erode trust, destroy friendships, and create unnecessary conflicts. They thrive on negativity and rarely take responsibility for the harm they cause. If you confide in them, your words are no longer your own. They become currency in their social games. The only advantage a gossiper provides is if you want a rumor to spread. Simply whisper it in their ear, and they will carry it like wildfire. But is that the kind of person you would entrust with your time, energy, or respect? The Stoics teach us to focus on what is within our control, and the words of others are not among them. Do not waste time chasing or correcting rumors. Instead, live in such a way that even if falsehoods are spoken about you, they hold no weight. And most importantly, do not align yourself with those who build their lives on tearing others down. When you encounter a gossiper, do not indulge them. Instead, let your silence be your answer. Walk away, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. 3. The irritating and manipulative. Imagine sitting across from someone who always seems to get under your skin. They never raise their voice, never outright insult you, but somehow, after every conversation, you walk away feeling unsettled, frustrated, doubtful, or drained. This is no coincidence. Some people have a talent for provoking irritation, not by accident, but with careful, subtle manipulation. The Stoics teach us that external events, including the actions of others, only have power over us if we allow them to. Epictetus reminds us, it is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. But what happens when someone deliberately tries to disturb your peace? When irritation is not just a result of your own emotional state, but something constantly triggered by a specific person, why should you not respect them? Because they play with your mind. Unlike those who openly argue or attack, manipulative people work in the shadows. They plant seeds of doubt, make small cutting remarks, or twist conversations just enough to make you question yourself. They might disguise their words as jokes, pretend to offer honest advice, or feign innocence when confronted. "Oh, I was just joking," or "you're too sensitive," are common phrases in their arsenal. Consider the Roman statesman Cicero, a brilliant orator who faced constant political scheming from his rivals. Mark Antony, one of his most dangerous adversaries, didn't always attack him outright. Instead, he used slander, subtle political maneuvers, and psychological tactics to undermine Cicero's credibility. He would twist Cicero's words, spread rumors, and create an environment where Cicero had to constantly defend himself. Eventually, Antony orchestrated Cicero's execution, not through a direct attack, but by creating enough confusion and hostility around him that others turned against him. This is the danger of the manipulative and irritating. They rarely fight directly, but they always aim to weaken you. Have you ever noticed someone who makes you feel emotionally drained after every interaction? Someone who seems to always make you second-guess yourself? These are signs of a manipulator at work. They thrive on your confusion and reactions. They test your limits, not through physical means, but psychologically, like a chess player setting up moves 3 steps ahead, anticipating exactly how you'll respond. What should a Stoic do in the face of such a person? The answer is twofold: awareness and indifference. First, recognize their game. Do not let irritation blind you. Step back and observe. Are they constantly making passive-aggressive comments? Do they enjoy stirring conflict while pretending to be neutral? Once you see the pattern, their power weakens. Second, refuse to engage. Do not let their tactics dictate your emotions. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When they attempt to provoke, respond with calm detachment. Nothing frustrates a manipulator more than a person who refuses to be manipulated. And most importantly, do not respect them. Respect is for those who are genuine, who build others up rather than break them down. If someone constantly seeks to irritate or manipulate you, it is not a sign of intelligence or strength on their part, but a weakness, a desperate need to control others because they cannot control themselves. So, the next time you find yourself feeling strangely irritated around a particular person, ask yourself, is this person truly worth my energy? If the answer is no, then withdraw, not out of anger, but out of wisdom. 4. The indecisive. Imagine a sailor who sets out on a vast ocean but constantly changes direction, adjusting his sails with every shift of the wind. He hesitates, second-guesses himself, and ultimately drifts aimlessly, never reaching his destination. Now ask yourself, would you entrust your journey to such a captain? This is the nature of indecisive people. They are like ships without rudders, tossed by every wave, unable to commit to a single course. The Stoics teach us that strength of character is defined by the ability to act with clarity and conviction. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do, Epictetus advised. But those who are chronically indecisive lack this internal compass. Their hesitation is not just an inconvenience, it is a sign of an unformed self, a person who has not yet taken responsibility for their own direction. Why should you not respect them? Because trust requires stability. To rely on someone, you must know where they stand, what they believe, and how they will act when challenges arise. The indecisive, however, are unpredictable, not because they are cunning, but because they are lost. One day, they may seem to support you. The next, they may back away, unsure of their own thoughts and values. How can you place faith in someone who cannot even trust themselves? Consider the story of Brutus, a man whose indecision cost him everything. As a friend and confidant of Julius Caesar, he was torn between loyalty and political ideals. Influenced by others, he wavered in his convictions until he ultimately chose to betray Caesar. But even after taking that path, he remained uncertain. His hesitation in leading the aftermath of Caesar's assassination weakened his position, allowing Mark Antony to rally opposition against him. In the end, Brutus's inability to firmly commit to a course of action led to his downfall. His indecision did not just cost him his honor, it cost him his life. Indecisive people are not necessarily malicious, but they are unreliable. They often avoid making choices out of fear of being wrong, fear of responsibility, fear of facing the consequences of their actions. But in refusing to decide, they still make a choice. They choose inaction. And in life, inaction can be just as dangerous as the wrong action. Would you entrust your finances to someone who constantly changes their mind about investments? Would you confide in a friend who agrees with you one moment and sides with your adversaries the next? Would you follow a leader who hesitates in moments of crisis? The answer is clear. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control the nature of others, we can control who we allow into our lives. Do not waste time on those who cannot stand firm. Instead, seek out those who act with purpose, those whose words and actions align, those who, though they may make mistakes, own their choices. If you find yourself dealing with an indecisive person, be wary. Their hesitation is not just their burden, it may soon become yours. Trusting them is like handing a child a knife. You never know what will happen when you turn away. 5. The two-faced. Imagine shaking hands with someone, looking them in the eye, and feeling a sense of trust, only to later discover that, the moment you turned away, they whispered falsehoods about you to another. These are the two-faced individuals, the ones who wear a mask of kindness, but hide betrayal beneath it. The Stoics teach us to be cautious of such people, not by obsessing over their actions, but by strengthening our own character. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Marcus Aurelius reminds us. The deceitful thrive on manipulation, seeking approval from all sides, yet offering loyalty to none. Their words shift depending on the listener, and their friendships are built not on sincerity, but on convenience. Why should you not respect them? Because trust is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. A two-faced person undermines this foundation at every opportunity. One moment, they may seem like a friend, smiling, supportive, even generous. The next, they spread rumors, twist your words, or align themselves with those who oppose you. Their loyalty is an illusion, one that vanishes the moment it no longer serves their interests. Consider the betrayal of Julius Caesar by Brutus. Caesar, a man of immense power and influence, trusted Brutus as a friend. But Brutus, swayed by external pressures and personal ambition, turned against him. When Caesar saw his friend among his assassins, his final words, "Et tu, Brute," captured the ultimate pain of betrayal, not from an enemy, but from someone he once called an ally. Two-faced people do not always wield daggers, but their betrayal can be just as painful. They seek to maintain favor with all sides, but in doing so, they reveal a deeper truth. They belong to no one. If they speak ill of others to you, rest assured they will do the same about you when you are not present. What should a Stoic do? The answer is simple. Distance yourself. Do not waste energy on those whose loyalty is unreliable. When you notice this behavior, do not argue, do not seek revenge, and most importantly, do not let their actions change who you are. Simply remove them from your life. Your time and trust are valuable. Do not waste them on those who smile to your face while sharpening a knife behind your back. 6. The Perpetual Victims. Have you ever met someone who always seems to be at the center of a storm? No matter the day, no matter the situation, their life is a series of endless problems, misfortunes, and conflicts. They believe the world is against them, that fate has cursed them, and that every difficulty they face is someone else's fault. The Stoics teach us that our greatest power lies in how we respond to life's challenges. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, Marcus Aurelius reminds us. But the perpetual victims reject this wisdom. Instead of taking responsibility, they choose self-pity. Instead of learning from mistakes, they repeat them. Their lives are ruled by emotions they refuse to control, and rather than seeking solutions, they seek sympathy. Why should you not respect them? Because problems follow them not by chance, but by choice. It is not fate conspiring against them. It is their own repeated decisions, their refusal to grow, their addiction to drama. They do not want advice. They want an audience. They do not seek solutions. They seek validation. If you try to help, you may find yourself trapped in their cycle, constantly pulled into their crises, only for them to ignore every piece of wisdom you offer. Consider the story of the philosopher Seneca and Emperor Nero. Seneca, one of the wisest Stoics, tried to guide Nero toward reason and virtue. But Nero, like the perpetual victims of today, refused to take responsibility for his actions. Every mistake was blamed on others. Every problem was someone else's fault. He surrounded himself with chaos, ignored wisdom, and ultimately brought about his own ruin. This is the danger of those who see themselves as eternal victims. They do not seek to improve their lives. They seek to justify their failures. They will always have an excuse, always have a tragic story, and always find a reason why nothing is their fault. They say the universe is unfair, that life is punishing them, but the truth is simpler. They are sabotaging themselves. At first you may feel sorry for them. You may believe you can help, and it is natural to offer a hand to someone struggling. But be careful. A drowning man will pull you under if you are not careful. The more you involve yourself, the more their problems will become yours. You will spend your energy trying to fix situations they created, only to see them return to the same destructive patterns. What should a Stoic do? Be kind, but not naive. Offer wisdom once, but if they refuse to listen, step back. You are not responsible for saving those who do not wish to be saved. Epictetus reminds us, if someone is unfortunate, do not immediately believe that he is also miserable. There is a difference between someone who truly faces hardship and someone who chooses to be a victim. In the end, the best way to deal with these people is to set boundaries. Do not get entangled in their constant complaints. Do not let their negativity drain your peace. Instead, focus on your own path, your own decisions, and your own growth. Life will always have challenges. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is the willingness to take responsibility. Respect those who strive to rise above difficulties. But those who refuse to change, let them go, not out of coldness, but out of wisdom. In the journey of life, the people we surround ourselves with shape our path. Learning to recognize those who undermine trust is not about judgment. It's about protecting our peace, strengthening our character, and walking with integrity. The wisdom of the past teaches us that true strength lies in self-control, authenticity, and the courage to distance ourselves from those who drain our energy and cloud our judgment. If this video has given you something to reflect on, let me know in the comments. Even a simple choosing growth will show me that you made it to the end. And if you found these insights valuable, don't forget to leave a like. It helps more people discover these timeless lessons. If you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Every step toward wisdom is a step toward a stronger, more resilient you. Keep moving forward, keep choosing growth, and I'll see you in the next video, where we continue unlocking the power of ancient philosophy to navigate the modern world. Stay strong, and until next time.